Hello and welcome back. Recently, I was asked to make a tutorial on these little matchbooks here. It's a very simple project, very quick and easy. This is the size that we're going to be making today, but you can make any size you want to. And all you do is, it's got a little staple here. You just flip that back and it opens. Now on this one, I put a belly band and I just put some little journaling cards in there. So you can flip it back to close it. Same thing here, belly band, some little journaling cards. This one is a larger one. Now this one measures about 4 1/8 by 3 1/2. But the reason I made this large one is for a sticky note pad holder. So this is a full-size sticky note pad, and I just put the sticky part down up underneath there, kind of caught it here with the staples. So to use this, you would just tear a piece out and it wouldn't really be a sticky note anymore, and that's okay. Or you can put the sticky at the top if you want to. You could also make them little bitty tiny. You can see I haven't done anything to these two yet. You make them any size you want. But for today, we're going to do this size right here. So we are going to cut our cardstock at 3 by 6. All right, so this is my piece of cardstock. I've got it 3 inches by 6 inches. And we are going to score at 2 1/2 inches and score at 5 1/4 inches. All right, and then we're going to fold that in, fold this up, and I'm just going to burnish that down just a wee bit. And probably we'll go back and trim this just a hair, but I always like to give myself a little overhang right here just in case I need it. Okay, now for this bottom right here, you can just take a staple gun, and you really don't even have to put 2 staples. Just put, say, 1 staple right in the middle. And I've got it down a little. Can you see where that staple is? It's not right in the middle of this. It's centered this way, but it's down here a little bit instead of, because you want to have enough flap, because like I said, we may have to trim some of that off. Because what I like to be able to bend it down and see it pop right in. And see, that's going to be just a little bit. You can trim this in or you can trim this in. Actually, I think I'll trim this side. It'll probably be a little bit easier. So I'm just going to take just a smidge of that off. So if you wanted to adjust that in your measurements, you could, because I just want to be able to, there, that's what I want. I want to be able to open it just like a matchbook, just bada boom, bada bang. Okay, so let's get the scoreboard out of the way. Now for the rest of it, as you can see, I just put lace. You can decorate it any way you want to, but I put lace across here, and I also like to round my corners. I'll get my rounder just because that's fun, so we don't have any sharp points. All right, so let's get some lace and let's put it here. And I'm using this beautiful cardstock here. It's got some nice blues in it, so I thought I might take a piece of this vintage lacy seam binding, and that also covers up your staple. So I am going to cut that there, and we're just going to glue that across the bottom. Now you can use any glue you want to for this, doesn't matter. I'm going to use my fabric glue. This is Fabrifix, and I had previously folded that and it made a little crease and it was in the wrong place. So I didn't want that to show, but really the lace is going to cover it up anyway. So I'm just going to put some glue that don't really want to cooperate with me. I don't know why that gets so thick. It's a little cool today. I mean, I've got my windows open out here in my craft room and the wind's blowing through and it's so wonderful. But I just wonder if that makes that glue a little thicker because it's a little cool. It ain't cold by no means, but it is very, very nice for it. Well, I think it was 56, I think, when I got up this morning. So it's probably 60 something now. Okay, so see how that easily flips. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I like shabby chic. I like vintage. I like vintage ladies, Victorian pictures. And so I've got a few things right here that I'm wondering. It's going to have to be small enough because I'd like to put something here and really make that so fancy. Okay, so I did not find a lady small enough to go on here, so I may have to print me some more, but I did find this little piece of ephemera, and someone had gifted it to me, and I decided I am going to put it down on this beautiful piece of glittered cardstock. I'll try to force it to be straight before it sets. Maybe I cut it just a little crooked, so we'll get that. See if we can straighten that up. And I'm going to put that right there on the front. But before I do, I want a piece of, another piece of lace. Oh, look at these are vintage lace. Isn't that gorgeous? And I know a lot of that's not going to show, but I don't care. I want it anyway. I want it on there because it'd be so pretty. All right. It'll just add that little extra touch kind of behind this little piece of ephemera that I've got. So, and like I said, you can decorate these fronts up any way you want to. It doesn't have to, you don't have to put lace, you don't have to put anything. I mean, you could put a sticker or something, but I like to shabby chic everything up or make it look a little more vintagey, you know, and just make it pretty, as I give a lot of my handmade goodies away, and I like to do something that maybe they didn't think of doing. When they see it, it might give somebody else an idea. Oh, I've never thought of that. I'd like to try that. So I like to inspire. All right. So, see, that'll be so cute. Now, what I want to do for this one, hello, let go. I want to use some of these foam sticker dots, foam dimensionals. There's the word. I'm going to use some dimensionals. And if you don't have these, you can pick them up at Dollar Tree. I picked up some a while back, and I'm still pulling from the same strip. They do last a long time. But since I'm going sticker to lace, I'm going to add some extra glue, which I frequently do anyway, just to make sure it doesn't, you know, these sticky things get kind of old and they might not have the stickosity that they did at one time. You like that word? I made it up. Stickosity. All right, so we place this guy somewhere right in the middle. All right. Oh my goodness. How sweet is that? And make sure we still got room for our little flip. Boy, I didn't give it much much room to get in there, but it will flip. It will go. See how pretty is that? Oh my goodness. Now, you could stop right there if you wanted to, but why stop there when we can go further? No, we have to put something in the middle. Now, in the middle, it can just be a little pocket. You can just stick a little something's down in there if you want to. You can put a little sticky pad in there. You can put a belly band like I did. You could put some little doors that open. So let's see what we want to do with this one. I think I will go with the little doors idea, but I have to remember that they've got to be able to open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure. I could get a little door at 1 3/4, but no more, tall. And then the width would have to be, I don't know, maybe about 1 inch, maybe 1 1/4. All right, so let me cut that. Okay, so here's what I did. I cut these at 1 3/4 tall, and then I cut them at 1, I forgot, 1 1/2. Make sure I'm telling you right. 1 3/4 tall and 1 1/2 wide. All right. But what I want to do, if I can make this work, I'm going to score this at 1 1/4. So I've got a hinge. And I'm using directional on the back it's directional, so I have to make sure that I score the right side so that it's not upside down when I get through. And I won't promise you that I did it right. I hope it did. All right. And this is the same paper. I just turned it over because that was blending in so well. So I just thought, well, we'll let this side be the front doors. All right. So I've got my little doors made. And like I said, you don't have to do any of this. I'm just having fun. And I'm going to round the front corners of my little door. And I'm going to find some kind of a surprise to go back in there. We've got to open these doors to reveal something like, ta-da! All right, you come back. All right, so I'm making sure that is the text is the right side up, and it is. All right, so here's how this is going to work. These little doors are going to face each other like that, and they're going to just open out to the outside. So I'm going to put a little bead of glue on the little hinges. And I don't care if they actually touch in the middle. I have an idea of something I want to do. So I'm going to leave a little gap. I just want to kind of line them up, though, if possible. I declare that one looks just as crooked. You try so hard to get it straight, and then it's like, nope, I'm going to be crooked. Deal with it. Okay, now. See, so now my little door's open. Oh, it sounds so cute. And see, I've got extra room to do something in there. All right, but how are you going to keep your doors closed? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let me show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I've done is I have punched two little tiny circles, and these are about, oh, they're tiny. They are 5/8. That's got to be about 5/8 inch. And I just happen to have some blue eyelets. I've got some light blue and some dark blue. I think I'm going to go with the light blue for these. And I've got these little holes. Now, I'm going to make one of those string tie closures, so I need to know where the hole needs to be on my door. So I'm just going to kind of center that, and I'm going to make a little pencil mark. And then over here, I want to get it about in the same place. About right there, maybe right there. All right, and then we're going to make a little mark, and then I'm going to punch. Where are you at? Punch. These things get paper stuck in them, and you can't get it out, and if you can't get it out, you can't see through the hole. All right, I'll pretend like I can see because I know right about where it is. Or I could dig out a pen and work on that later. All right, now I'm going to put my little circle. I'm going to put the eyelet in the middle. I'm going to put it through the little hole. And I am going to crunch it down. Okay, so I've got both of those on, and I just tied this little piece of twine on one side, and what we'll do is we'll go around there, and we'll figure eight it, and we'll come back, and then from here, I'm going to cut it, and I'm just going to make some kind of a little dangle. It's just a little something to hold on to. Okay, so I chose to cut two little hearts out of the same cardstock as we're using for the base of it here. And so I've got these two little hearts, and I'm just gluing the string in between the two, like so. All right, let's see if you can see that. So it just gives you a little pull string, just a little something to pull on. All right, so then when you do that last wrap around, and it just has a little dangle there. All right, so how this works, you just bada boom, bada bang, and open it up. Now let's find something pretty to go there. Okay, so I found this little Tim Holtz peep. We'll use her. We will place her right here in the middle. And the way I'm going to frame her in there just for fun is I'm just going to use this little piece of that glitter cardstock, and we're going to make photo corners. So to make photo corners, you just want to cut a square, any size, doesn't matter, and then turn it on the diamond and cut it from point to point. And you've got 2 photo corners. And if you want them larger, make it larger. If you want them smaller, make it smaller. Totally up to you. So I'm just going to put some glue behind her, and we're going to get her in here like so. And let's see, where do I want my corners? I think I want them that way. All right, so I'm going to put a corner here. And I always just go right off when I'm using photo corners, go right off the edge of the photo, so it actually looks like the photo is slipped in there, which you could do if you wanted to. You could actually glue these down and slip her down in there if you wanted her to be removable. All right, didn't give myself much room up there on the top. Okay, now, so here's our little girl. So our doors open. You're going to see just a peek of her through there with her clothes. And when we open, there she'll be. All right. Now, don't forget, you still have a pocket right here. You still got a place to stick something. So we could make a journaling card out of that if you want to. We need to cut that down just a little bit. And we'll just make a card out of that, and we'll stick that in there as a little tag or a little journaling spot. All right. So we're going to take our corner rounder again. We're going to round those corners out, and then that's ready to go. You could put 2 or 3 of them down in there if you wanted to. Look, you could put another one right beside it. You can also put a little corner pocket up here, like right here, and have a little tuck spot right there if you wanted to. It's just, there's no end to ideas. Let me show you how that would look. Here's a little corner. We could put this little corner right here, and we have immediately an additional little corner tuck spot to put something else. So make sure you're not going over your fold line. So we got that right there. And see, you got room for something else to go in there. Isn't that fun? There's just, you can just do anything in the world. All right, so let's close her up. And let's do our little figure 8 thingy jiggy. And we're going to leave that. This is hard to fiddle with because these are so tiny. If you do 1-inch ones, they're a lot easier to fool with. But that's okay. We're making it. And look at there. How cute is that? Now, if you wanted to embellish it further, you could put a little corner or a belly band on the back and stick something in it. You could add some flowers here, which I'm probably going to do. Okay, so here we are, all finished. I just put a flower on the top. I put a little bling crystal in the middle of it, and still pops open very nicely. Got our little pocket, and I decided to go ahead and do a belly band on the back and just put a little bit of writing paper in there. So it kept it relatively flat on the back. So anyway, guys, I hope I've inspired you. Go out there and have fun with this and make it any size you want to. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.